Every morning the sun rises. It brings a new day. This new day is a fresh start for all of us. I have learned to see each sunrise as a gift. It is a chance to begin again, no matter what happened yesterday. Living with schizophrenia has taught me many things. The most important lesson is to appreciate the present moment. Sometimes the world can feel overwhelming. My thoughts can race, and my mind can play tricks on me. But the morning light reminds me that I am still here. I have another chance to live, to love, and to learn. Life is precious, and we must hold on to it tightly. The challenges we face do not make life less valuable. In fact, they can make it more meaningful. My struggles have shown me the strength I didn't know I had. They have taught me compassion for others who are also fighting their own battles. We all have something we are dealing with. It might not be schizophrenia, but everyone has a burden to carry. When we wake up each day, we can choose to face these challenges with courage. We can decide to find the small joys that are all around us. A warm cup of tea, the sound of a bird singing, a kind word from a friend. These simple things are the building blocks of a happy life. I believe that life is a gift to be appreciated. This is not just a nice idea, it is a way of survival. When my mind is in turmoil, focusing on gratitude can anchor me. I think about the people who love me. I think about the work I am able to do. I think about the simple fact that I am alive and breathing. This gratitude does not erase the pain or the difficulty, but it puts it into perspective. It reminds me that there is more to my life than my illness. There is beauty, there is love, and there is hope. We must actively look for these things, especially on the hard days. So, let us all try to see each day as a new beginning. Let us not be defined by our past struggles or our future fears. Today is what we have. We can choose to fill it with as much light and positivity as we can muster. It is a conscious choice, one that I have to make over and over again. But it is a choice that has saved my life. Appreciate the gift of today. Hold it, honor it, and live it as fully as you can. No matter what challenges you face, remember that you are here, and that in itself is a miracle worth celebrating with every new dawn. Life and death are two sides of the same coin. We often fear death, seeing it as an end, but I have come to see it differently. I see it as a transition, a natural part of a much larger cycle. Think of the seasons. Winter seems like an end, a time of cold and darkness. But it's necessary for the new life of spring to emerge. In the same way, endings in our lives are not just about loss. They are also about making space for something new to grow. This perspective helps me not to fear the changes that life brings. It helps me see beauty in both the beginning and the end of things. This idea of cycles also applies to our personal lives. We can be born again many times without physically dying. This happens through personal growth and transformation. For me, accepting my diagnosis of schizophrenia was a kind of death. The life I had imagined for myself died, but from that ending a new life was born. It was a life of honesty, self-awareness, and deeper understanding. This rebirth was not easy, it was painful, but it led me to a truer version of myself. I learned to love this new self, with all its complexities and challenges. This is a rebirth available to everyone. Self-love is the key to this process of rebirth. You cannot start a new life if you hate the person you are now. You must learn to be kind to yourself. You must forgive yourself for your mistakes. When I began to love myself, including the part of me that has schizophrenia, I started to heal. This self-love is like water for a thirsty plant. It nourishes you and gives you the strength to grow in new directions. It is a daily practice. It means choosing to be your own friend, especially when you feel lost or broken. It is the foundation upon which a new, stronger life can be built. Faith also plays a huge role in this journey of renewal. This does not have to be faith in a specific religion or God. It can be faith in yourself. It can be faith in the goodness of the universe. It can be faith that things will get better, even when it seems impossible. For me, faith is the belief that my life has a purpose, and that my struggles are part of a larger plan. This faith gives me the courage to face each transition, each ending, and each new beginning. It assures me that I am on the right path, and that every part of the cycle, from life to death to rebirth, has its own profound beauty. One of the most defining experiences of my schizophrenia is hearing voices. It is difficult to explain to someone who has not experienced it. Imagine your own thoughts, but they are not yours. They come from outside, with their own personalities and intentions. Sometimes these voices are frightening. They say terrible things, telling me I am worthless, or that I am in danger. This can be incredibly confusing and isolating. It feels like my own mind has turned against me, creating a private horror show that only I can see and hear. It can be a lonely and terrifying place to be. However, the voices are not always malicious. Sometimes they are strangely neutral, just commenting on what I am doing, like a sportscaster for my life. She is now picking up the pen. She is walking to the door. At other times, they can even be funny. They might make a witty remark about a situation or point out something absurd. In these moments, it feels less like a symptom of an illness, and more like having a strange group of invisible companions. It is a paradox. Something that can cause immense suffering can also have moments of unexpected, almost comical, absurdity. Over the years, I have learned to see the voices as a part of my journey towards self-understanding. They are, in a way, a distorted reflection of my own fears, anxieties, and even hopes. When they are cruel, they are often echoing my deepest insecurities. By listening to them, not obeying them, but listening, I can learn about what is troubling me deep down. It is like having a very confusing and unreliable guide to my own subconscious. The trick is to learn how to separate the noise from any potential signal, to not let the voices control my actions or my sense of self-worth. This process is not about defeating the voices, but about learning to live with them. It is about reducing their power over me. I have learned to talk back to them, to question their authority. I say, that is just a thought, not a fact, or you have no power here. It is a constant negotiation, a push and pull for control of my own mind. The voices are a part of my experience, but they are not the whole of me. They are one channel on a television with many channels. I have learned how to change the channel, or at least turn down the volume so I can listen to the other, healthier voices within me. Living with a mind that can often feel like a stormy sea, I have learned the importance of having anchors. These are the things that keep me grounded when the waves of psychosis threaten to pull me under. My most important anchor has been therapy. For a long time, I resisted it. I was afraid of being judged or misunderstood, but finding a good therapist who I could trust was life-changing. Therapy is a safe space where I can untangle my thoughts. It is a place where I can speak about the voices without fear. My therapist helps me see patterns, challenge my distorted thinking, and develop strategies for coping. Music is another powerful anchor for me. When my thoughts are racing and the voices are loud, putting on headphones can create a sanctuary. The right music can change my entire mood. Classical music, with its structure and harmony, can bring a sense of order to my internal chaos. Calming, ambient music can lower my anxiety. Sometimes loud, energetic rock music can help me release feelings of anger or frustration. Music speaks a language that bypasses the confusing words in my head. It connects directly with my emotions, offering comfort, release, and a sense of beauty that can cut through the darkness. Routine is the third anchor that provides structure to my days. When your inner world is unpredictable, having a predictable outer world is incredibly soothing. Waking up at the same time, eating meals at regular intervals, having a set time for work and a set time for rest, these simple things create a framework for my life. This routine tells my brain that everything is okay, that there is an order to things. It reduces the number of decisions I have to make, which can be overwhelming when my mind is not clear. My daily routine is not a prison. It is a scaffold that supports me and allows me to function. Laughter and connection with others are also essential. It is easy to isolate yourself when you are struggling, but forcing myself to connect with friends and family, even for a short time, can make a huge difference. Sharing a laugh with someone is powerful medicine. It reminds me that I am part of a community, that I am not alone in the world. These anchors, therapy, music, routine, and human connection, do not cure my illness, but they make living with it possible. They are the tools I use every day to build a stable and meaningful life, one day at a time. Finding meaning and managing the mind are crucial, but stability also depends on practical, everyday actions. Life comes with responsibilities, and for someone with schizophrenia, these can feel like mountains to climb. Things like paying bills, managing finances, and keeping a home in order require executive function, which can be severely impaired during an episode. I had to learn step by step how to handle these tasks. For a long time I needed help. There is no shame in that. Asking for help with practical matters is a sign of strength, not weakness. It is about recognizing your limits and building a support system. One of the most important practical steps is creating a stable living environment. This means having a safe, quiet place to call home. It means knowing where your next meal is coming from, For many people with serious mental illness, this basic stability is a huge challenge. I've been fortunate, but I know how critical it is. Seeking stability might mean applying for housing assistance, finding a supportive roommate, or working with a case manager. It is about building a foundation. You cannot work on your mental health effectively if you are constantly worried about your basic survival needs. Financial management is another key area. When I was very ill, my thinking was disorganized, and I made poor financial decisions. I had to learn how to create a budget and stick to it. I started by tracking every dollar I spent. I set up automatic bill payments to make sure nothing was missed. It might sound boring, but this discipline was liberating. It removed a major source of stress from my life. Knowing that my bills were paid and that I had a plan for my money gave me a sense of control and competence. This feeling of being capable in one area of my life helped me feel more capable in others. These practical skills are not taught in a philosophy class, but they are essential for a life of dignity and independence. Learning how to cook a simple meal, how to do laundry, how to keep a calendar, these are all acts of self-care. They are the daily habits that create a life. For anyone struggling, I would say to start small. Pick one practical task you want to master. Ask for help. Celebrate your small victories. Building a stable, practical life is not separate from the spiritual journey. It is the very ground on which that journey takes place. It is how we create the safety needed to do the deeper work of healing. My journey has been deeply intertwined with spirituality and faith. For me, faith is not about belonging to a specific religion, though it can be for many. It is a deep-seated trust in the universe and in my own path. It is the belief that my life, with all its strange and difficult turns, has a purpose. In my darkest moments when I felt completely lost in the chaos of my mind, this faith was a lifeline. It was a whisper that told me to hold on, that this suffering was not meaningless, and that there was a larger pattern I could not yet see. This faith gives me strength when my own strength runs out. I believe we are all connected, part of what some might call a universal mind or cosmic consciousness. My experience with schizophrenia, where the boundaries of my own mind sometimes seem to dissolve, has given me a strange glimpse into this idea. The voices I hear, the thoughts that do not feel like my own, they make me question where I end and the rest of the world begins. While this can be terrifying, it can also be profound. It suggests that our individual consciousness is just one small part of a vast, interconnected web of existence. Feeling different or separate is an illusion. In reality, we are all in this together. This sense of connection brings great comfort. It means that even when I feel most alone, I am not. I am part of a larger whole. Everyone I meet, every experience I have, is part of this universal tapestry. This belief encourages me to be more compassionate and understanding. If we are all connected, then hurting another person is like hurting myself. Helping another person is like helping myself. This spiritual perspective shifts the focus from my individual struggle to our collective journey. It helps me see that my story is just one story among billions, all contributing to the great epic of consciousness. This faith does not provide easy answers. It does not stop the pain or take away the challenges. What it does is provide a sense of meaning and hope. It is a guiding light that helps me navigate the confusion. It reassures me that it is okay to be different, because we are all unique expressions of the same universal source. My faith teaches me that every life has value, and every experience is a lesson. It is the quiet confidence that even in the midst of madness, there is a sacred order, a loving presence, and a reason to keep going forward on this incredible and mysterious journey. In the end, this journey is about acceptance and hope. It is about understanding that life is not meant to be perfect. It is messy, confusing, and often painful, but it is also beautiful, joyful, and full of meaning. We must learn to embrace the whole package. Do not just follow the crowd or try to be someone you are not. Your unique path, with all its detours and difficulties, is your own. Be yourself, unapologetically. The world needs your specific light, your unique perspective. Your differences are not flaws, they are part of what makes you valuable. If you are struggling, please know that it is okay to ask for help. Seeking help is not a sign of failure, it is an act of profound courage. Whether it is a therapist, a doctor, a friend, or a support group, reaching out is the first step toward healing. You do not have to carry your burdens alone. We are all connected, and part of that connection means leaning on each other in times of need. I would not be where I am today without the people who helped me, who listened to me, and who believed in me when I could not believe in myself. Feeling different can be isolating, but it is important to remember that everyone feels different in some way. The person who seems to have it all together is fighting a battle you know nothing about. We are all just trying to figure things out. My schizophrenia makes my differentness more obvious, perhaps, but the underlying feeling is universal. Instead of letting it isolate you, let it connect you to the shared human experience of vulnerability. We are all fragile, and we are all strong. We are all part of the same universal mind, each playing our part. My final message is one of hope. Life is worth living. Every breath is a gift. Even when it feels impossibly hard, there is always a reason to keep going. Find that reason. It might be a person, a passion, a belief, or simply the promise of a new sunrise. Hold on to it. Nurture it. Let it guide you through the darkness. Your life matters. Your story is important. Keep writing it, one day at a time, with as much love, acceptance, and hope as you can find. The future is unwritten, and it is full of possibility.